Well, goodness gracious, it's the Marvelous One back once again with my Great Balls of Fire preview. There are 8 matches on this card, and actually some of them have been built up pretty well towards the latter part, but I'll get to those here in a bit. But you got 2 matches on the kickoff show, one of which is the breakup of the Realest Guys. Enzo Amore taking on Big Cass. You know, and it's really stupid that they broke up this tag team, because I don't think there's any arguably about it. This tag team was the most over tag team that they had on either roster. So, and what did they really do this for? Just so they can kickstart Big Cass's singles push? That's the only way I can think of, only reason I can think of why they would do this. But, and as it is with former tag team partners, they seem to have pretty intense matches, like the first time they fight each other singly, you know. But I figure this will be no different, and you really don't expect Enzo to go over on this now, do you? I sure don't. I think Enzo he'll get his chops in and he'll get his shots in and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, Big Cass is going to win this because you know how Vince loves big guys, and Big Cass definitely fits the bill on that, and you can't teach that. Then another match on the kickoff show, and I don't think there should be ever a championship match on a kickoff show, but we have it here, and with Neville defending the Cruiserweight title against the newest member of the Titus brand, Akira Tozawa. And really, has there been a better booked champion on either roster than Neville? I mean, he has not been pinned or submitted ever since he won the title. I believe it was last August when he defeated Rich Swann for the title. But the way he's been built up, it's like they got him like he's pretty damn legit. Like if you build him up a little bit more, hell, you could maybe set him up against Brock Lesnar or something. Yeah, who would really think that Neville would stand a chance against him? But then again, you could have that David versus Goliath thing. But anyway. But as far as Tozawa goes, it's like, I guess somebody's got to take on Neville since on Friday, Austin Aries decided he wanted to be let go from his WWE contract, and they obliged him. So, but as far as this match goes, I think it'll be a very entertaining match. I mean, the cruiserweight matches tend to be, even though 205 Live has been nothing more than a fail at best. But, well, I think Tozawa will give Neville all that he's worth, but he won't prove to be on the Neville level. And I think Neville will retain, because I don't see Neville losing on a pay-per-view like Great Balls of Fire. And then you got the IC title with The Miz defending against Dean Ambrose. Now Miz has got some backup with his wife, and now Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel on his side as part of the Miztourage, I guess you could say. Well, I think Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel could be utilized better, and hey, at least they're getting on television, which is more than what they were doing before. And as far as Dean Ambrose goes, God, 3 years ago, he was one of the hottest wrestlers in the company. But God, it seems like ever since he's hooked up with Renee Young, and I guess they just got married recently. It's like it just seems like he's gotten lazy. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin was right; he is lazy, and his matches. Excuse me. His matches in recent months, I mean, it's just gone to further that fact. But I don't see Ambrose winning this match. I think the Miz will win this, and he'll give more legitimacy to the IC title, which Ambrose never did. Then you got Seth Rollins against Bray Wyatt, and why in the blue hell are these two even feuding? What are they feuding about? I mean, really, it almost just sounds like that the creative team put these two into a feud just because neither person has anything better to do at this point in time. But I look for Rollins to win this match only because every time Bray Wyatt starts a feud, he never wins it. He doesn't win his feuds. And talking about the mystique of Bray Wyatt, he doesn't have any fucking mystique. I mean, seriously. That is why I see Rollins winning this match, because I mean, the way Bray Wyatt has been booked, it's like he's all talk and no action, and that's exactly what he is. And then next you have the Raw Women's Championship. You got the Goddess against the Boss. You got Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. Just from a personal standpoint, I'd just love to see Alexa Bliss just stiff the hell out of Sasha Banks and see how the fuck she likes it. And there is rumored to be legit heat between the two, excuse me. And I think, and that could play into something here, but at the end of the day on this match, I really do see Bliss retaining. Although if you're gonna have Sasha go over on this, well, hell, maybe you can have that long-awaited match between her and Bayley if they can build her back up if they haven't already ruined her. And then next up, you got the Raw Tag Team Title match, which is a 30-minute Iron Man match. Cesaro and Sheamus defending against the Hardy Boys. And while they've had great matches in the past, like in recent months, and I don't expect the match to be any different, but I would expect also for this to be the blow-off match of this feud. And since the Hardy's lawsuit with Anthem Entertainment is close to being solved or settled or whatever you want to call it, I think we're just that much closer to seeing the Broken Hardys in WWE. Delete! 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 And then for the final two matches, which seem to have had the best build, you got the ambulance match between the internet's favorite Roman Reigns going against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Boy, this match really between these two it's really been built up quite nicely. Even with Strowman's return from his elbow injury, and I have to think that Strowman's going to win this match. I don't think it'll be 100% clean because, oh hell, we can't have Reigns getting beaten twice legitimately in the same month now, can we? After you got put to sleep by Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw due to the Coquina clutch, easy for me to say. But I think this will be a hard-hitting match, I think, and somehow, some way, I think Strowman wins this, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me to see Reigns win this either, and piss the YWC off even more. Anyway, and then we get to the main event, the Universal Championship match with Brock Lesnar finally defending his title once again against the challenge of the Destroyer Samoa Joe. Outside of the last match I talked about between Reigns and Strowman, this is the match that seems to have had the best build out of any match on this card. And although Samoa Joe is a former two-time NXT championship, this is his first match on the main roster where he's been on this big of a stage. It really does have a big fight feel to it, and I think you just hope that a match like this, the way it's been hyped up, you just hope the match lives up to the hype, and for some reason I think it will. and to me, it would seem to be the hardest match on this card to call, because I think there's a bunch of factors that are going on this match. I mean, yeah, I don't think this will really happen, but keep this in the back of your mind. Could Paul Heyman actually abandon Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, for the Destroyer Samoa Joe? Well, that's something to keep in the back of your mind. But as far as what I think will actually happen on this, I think Lesnar will end up retaining in this match. Although I think it's going to take a lot to knock out Joe, and therefore I think Lesnar will actually retain in this match. So let me know what you think about this match, and tell me if I'm full of shit or whatever. But this has been Marvelous Mark and my Great Balls of Fire preview, and I will talk to you all soon.